Welcome to the Reconnection Club Podcast, the show that helps parents heal troubled relationships with their adult sons and daughters. I'm your host, psychotherapist Tina Gilbertson. Each week, I'll offer you compassion, clarity, and personal development tips designed to help you reconnect, not only with your child, but with yourself. Now let's get started. After the shock of realizing what's happened in your relationship with your adult child, and after weeks or months of carrying the weight of painful emotions, you might become physically, mentally, and emotionally drained. It's at this point that some parents tell me that in order to move forward in their lives, they need to find a sustainable way to live without the constant anguish. No matter what happens with their adult child or children, they don't want to suffer every day. And I've spoken to a number of parents now who say they've managed to find some relief, some peace, and even enjoyment in their lives by letting their children go. Not necessarily in anger and not in any formal way, but in the privacy of their hearts. They've let them go, at least for the time being. These parents tell me that as long as they're not thinking about or not hearing from their estranged adult children, they're able to get through days or weeks or even months without feeling too sad. They have activities and other relationships in their lives, and although they're not entirely free from the sadness of knowing they're estranged, they're no longer in constant pain. So this is a method parents have told me about, and I don't exactly know how they do it, so I can't share that part with you. But in their hearts, they let their children go. The only hitch in that plan is that if you let an estranged adult child go, they don't always stay away. This is the problem that one parent I spoke with was having. After long months of tears and grief, she had turned a corner. She'd successfully let go of her estranged adult child in her heart and found some peace. But out of the blue, as sometimes happens, that adult child had reached out to her. Hearing from her child completely upset her new balance, and she didn't know what to do. She felt pulled in two directions. On the one hand, she kind of felt like ignoring the contact in order to maintain her newfound equilibrium. But on the other hand, she desperately wanted the connection. Underneath it all was her fear of getting wrapped up in the relationship and being rejected again. This is a real problem, and I'll have something to say later about what to do if this happens to you. But what to do as far as whether and how to respond is the relatively easy part. To my thinking, the actual issue that needs to resolve is that right at this moment, you might be forced to choose between two unstable options. You can either have an open heart that allows your child in, but might be wounded by their words or behavior. Or you can close your heart and protect yourself from the worst of it, but also shut down your ability to connect emotionally with your child. In other words, you can have an open heart that vibrates with anxiety in connection to your child, or a closed heart that's safer and more peaceful, but disconnected. The ideal, of course, would be a heart that can be open, connected, and safe at the same time. But how do you get there when it feels like you have to choose? Well, just as you have your own way of letting your child go, your path to safely letting them back in will undoubtedly be unique to you. But I'll offer you this. There's no other choice but to start where you are. That's always true with anything we try. We stand on the square we happen to be on in the game of life, and any move we make begins right here. So be here, on purpose. Right now, you may be facing the dilemma of opening your heart to connection and pain, or disconnecting from both injury and relationship. If that's what you're experiencing, you can face that intentionally. Understand the dilemma in your mind and get to know it in your heart. Become familiar with the dilemma. This is what it means to be where you are. I say this from experience, both personal and clinical. The changes we want can't get off the ground until we surrender to gravity. We do this by first tolerating whatever is true for us right now. So tell yourself gently, I have a dilemma. I want to be close to my child, but when I open my heart, all I feel is pain. Feel the truth of that. You can experiment right now with opening your heart and noticing what that's like, and closing it again and noticing what that's like. Awareness can be painful, but without it, we are truly stuck where we are. It's paradoxical, but just by accepting the position we're in, we take a step out of it. As for what to do if an estranged adult child comes back to you after you've let them go in your heart, that's where your strategy comes in. Your reconnection strategy is a set of guidelines you develop over time that are based on your understanding of the causes for your child's estrangement and what may be required on your end to make repairs. Your strategy is a framework helping you know what to do when any opportunity for contact comes along. If you don't yet have a personal reconnection strategy, listen to episode 144, What's Your Strategy, at reconnectionclub.com/144. Reconnection Club members can also find a helpful document in the Reconnection Club library called If Your Child Contacts You After Asking for No Contact. Until next time, remember that you are a loving, lovable, and still growing human being. So please, take good care of yourself. Bye for now. If you've enjoyed this episode of the Reconnection Club podcast, I invite you to check out reconnectionclub.com. The Reconnection Club is for parents at any stage of estrangement from their adult, child, or children. So whether you've just realized there's trouble between you, you've been living with estrangement for years, or you're newly reconciled but still walking on eggshells, the Reconnection Club is your essential resource for information, support, and continued personal growth. With our courses and workshops, expert interviews, monthly Q&A calls, and a friendly, active community, the Reconnection Club is a wonderful place to be for anyone suffering the pain of estrangement from an adult, child, or children. So check it out at reconnectionclub.com.